Hello, everybody, and welcome to Trading Within the Box here on June 13, 2023 here. This is not a recommendation to buy, hold, sell stocks, options, or any futures. This is educational video only. If you'd like to purchase stocks, please contact a licensed professional or the brokerage house of your choice. And let's get to it here. First of all, thank you for coming to the classroom. Please like and subscribe and share my channel if you can. And I'd like to help you as much as I can. Okay, so let's go to it here. I want to go over gold with everybody here. It's a GLD. Okay, the GLD, which is the gold index, the ETF. Right now on June 13th here, it is 11:35 in the morning here, so we have a little time during the day to see what's going to happen to it. But I want to show you right now with gold holding the trend. Okay, so we had gone over this in some other videos here. And with gold holding the trend here, let's just show you really quick right here what we're talking about here. Now, it could go under a little bit, and just hold and then just start going up again, okay? Or we can get this type of a thing here. We get paint here. And we could get this kind of thing going like this sideways and then come back into this and then bounce off and then start heading the other way. And then we start going, we get a little correction on gold, possibly. Everything's possibly, we don't know exactly what's going to happen because we're not there yet. Okay, we're following money. We're not predicting. We don't have a crystal ball or some kind of prediction here. This is not that. That's not what this is. This is following money, following what the big boys are doing, what the big guys are going to do. And note that's institutional money. This is not retail traders. They don't make markets move. Retail traders do not make markets move. The institutional money, the banks and the institutions, they make the markets move. Okay, and they move in certain directions. Sometimes, most of the time, 60 to 65% of the time, they move sideways. And that's something that always happens, and then you have the small time of going up and going down. And a lot of times during earnings and, April and July and October into November, those are the 3 times of the year where you probably make all your money. Okay, not always, but those are the times to look because of the earnings and the boosting of the earnings going up and stuff. So that's something to look out for too. But let's go over right now on the gold stocks here. I just want to show you that we have a sideways consolidation here on the 2-hour chart. Okay, this is a 2-hour chart, trading within the box. Okay, right there. So now we're at support again within the box. Okay, so we're building towards something here. Okay, so now right here at this point, and this was at, let's see where that was. That's in the range of like in the 181 right now, where it is right now, 180.66. That's the buy point of, those are the buy points of where they traded off this little trading range here. Okay, trading within the box off support. You got support here, and you have resistance right here and supply areas. Okay, so right now, until we get the breakout up or we get breakout down, we'll see what's going to happen, and we don't know yet, but we want to see what's going to happen. And remember, when you're starting off in these support areas, you're starting off with small amounts of shares because you don't know if it's going to break on you, and then you can put your support down here somewhere, your stop right in there somewhere, okay, if you want to. So let's say you had 10 shares, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 shares, 50 shares you start off with. And then when it gets moving, then you could add a little bit. Then you want to take it off there. You get the breakout, then that's a different story, okay, on gold, on the GLD. Now, I want to show you now on the S&P 500. Let's go over to the S&P 500, SPY. That's the ETF for the S&P 500 going long. And what do we have here? Remember we were talking about that little breakout. Now, if we get a breakout failure, which I don't think we're going to get because we have good volume here. If we were down in the dumps of volume up here like you see here, if you go and you put your eyes back to the chart here, look how it failed once it got up into the resistance area. Because you had light volume, okay, and you look and you draw a line, look at the void in this area right here. And you came up and you failed. Now you have good volume here. You have a little better than average volume here. So you're up in this area. Let's see, how are you going to know you're getting follow through? Is you're going to go to a smaller time frame, and let's say we work it down to a 2-hour chart, okay, right now, okay? This way we could cancel out all the noise. So we just keep, now we're holding above the moving average. See the 9-day exponential moving average. As we hold and close over it, you could draw an imaginary line right here as you're, let's say, going up. You might get this little sideways thing, and then you're buying off support again, and it starts making a new high. So you could see here how you had a sideways consolidation. Right there, you had a sideways consolidation, then you popped up right there. Pop right there. Bam. Okay, sideways, and then boom, the buy. Sideways, then boom, making new highs. And then look at the volume here as we're making this. We got the little sideways, then look at the volume there. Are they really buying? Yes, for the breakout that was right into this sideways consolidation right here. See it right there. And then look at the volume there as they're breaking out. Then we go sideways again, then we break out again, and then we have some good volume again as we keep breaking out. So you're holding, let's say you've been in it since 4/19/49. Let's say you were in it when it broke out right here off the sideways consolidation at 4/17/66. Right now it's 4/36/24, and you're holding. You're holding above the moving average on the 2-hour chart. Let's go to a 45-minute chart and see. We have a little bit of a similar situation here, okay? We're holding above the 9-day moving average, and we want to see what's going to happen after the sideways consolidations. Right there. Sideways consolidation, then pop up, okay? So that's how you know if you're going to keep going up. And you want to close higher. Look at the daily chart here. Look at the sideways consolidation here on the S&P 500. Okay, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, almost a whole week here. Pretty much a whole week. Right here sideways, and then boom, we break out. All the shorts that are sitting here that are saying, hey, you know what? Will it go down or we're going to break down? Boom, they got to turn and go the other way. And then they say, oh, forget it. We're going long. Let's close the position, and we're going long, okay? So that's what you're looking for, as we're creeping up here. We're nibbling up, as I call it, okay, into the next area. Now, we get up and above. If you bring your chart back, okay, we get up and above the supply area where we just were. And now we have to know, remember what I always say, know where you are, okay? A great wrestling coach used to say that years and years ago. He said, know where you are, okay? Because you want to make sure that when you're in this area here, that you have to be careful because you have overhead pressure. You have overhead resistance. So once you get over it, you can come back to support or hold support right here. Let's say at 433.04, it comes back a little bit, then it cocks and goes back up to the next level. And then where is that next level? And that next level would be 440. Okay, then 445, 444.55 in that range. And then maybe 448.40, okay, on the S&P 500. So now I want to take you over to Microsoft because the whole world is a Microsoft, right? We always say that. Let's go to a weekly chart. Let's look the overall picture here. Now we're slamming into the supply area right here, okay? And what's happening, okay? We're a little exhausted up here, okay? So remember, when this trade started, let's say it started around 255 in that range, or did your trade start here in the 289 range when it started to break out into the 293 to the 294 range? It's 332.32 Microsoft today on June 13, 2023 here. So it's something that you want to be watching because you're way up there. Is it going to take another shot at the supply area? Definitely. I mean, they always do. So let's go over to a 2-hour chart, and because we want to see that we want to look at a microscope and see what's actually happening. And there it was. So now it went up when it took off, and it went up into this area, and then it took off into this area right here. What happens? Okay, now you come back down, okay, to the support level, and now you're making the next run, okay. But what's happening here? We have a little more sellers than buyers up here. With no buyers up here. Look at that right there, that little void, okay. So this is something that you're way up in this range. This is something that you want to see. Do I have an M formation coming in here? Okay, and then we start getting correction possibly. So it's something that you want to look at as you're going into these swing points. Right here, 21.3 million shares, and that was on Monday on June 5th. Okay. So now we're going into that. So we're going into it with 24 million. And then let's see what happens here today. Okay. Let's see if we can get past this range. So now what I always say is trading within the box, it doesn't always mean it's a little sideways consolidation. Look at this. We could be trading within the box here and forming one of these type of things and going sideways here for a little bit. Okay. And then we'll see if we go sideways here for a little while and then we break lower. Okay, we could be going down a little bit, and then we could be going into this support area, which is right here. Okay, and where is that? At 289, 290, let's say. Okay, and then we could bounce off there. Let's see what happens. Or do we start breaking out again? We need some more volume for that. See the volume down here? We would need something like that to get up there. And then we start heading north, and we start heading up to the 355 range. Okay, so that's something that on Microsoft you're gonna want to watch. Let's look at the U.S. dollar. Okay, let's look at and see what's happening here. And on the U.S. dollar, we called it off the bottom because we knew it was one of my videos we were watching when it was basing on the weekly chart. Okay, and that was something that we're in resistance area right now. Okay, so let's see if we form another W formation here, because let's look at the line chart, and there we are right now. So let's see, are we going to get this kind of thing, or we're going to start getting a sideways consolidation here, okay, on the dollar, okay, because we really haven't gotten the breakout yet. Now if we start getting the breakout, we're going to go to 28.79 to 29.02. Okay, right now it's 28.41. This stock doesn't move that much, but we want to look at it as we're watching the gold and the silver. Let's go over to silver. The silver stocks right now, what's happening here is we're nibbling up. And usually this is weak when you get this right here, okay? You see this little baby trend, okay? And then you come up, and then you come back fast, and then you come up, and you get light volume. You get these little dojis nibbling up, as I call it. Now you're at support again, let's see, and then we get one more of them right here into the gap, okay, right into the gap area, and then we come back again, okay. Let's see what happens there, okay. So right now you're going down, you're going into a little bit of pressure here, okay. You're coming down almost with a little less than 30 million shares right here, not to be exact, but when you're pushing into that area, you're going with 20, okay, and you have a small little swing point with 11 here. So you are holding a little bit of a support area here, but we'll see. Silver's, there's nothing really going on right here. I want to go over to TLT. Let's go over to TLT here, and the TLT is the 20-year long position ETF for the 20-year Treasury, okay? So this is something that is holding right now over here. So let's go over, when you get a sloppy mess like that, let's go over the weekly and really see what's happening, because you want to stretch it out, okay? You want to see, and look at this as you look at the TLT, the 20-year bond. Look at this, okay? We have a sideways consolidation again here. We're at support right now on the sideways consolidation. So where did they like to buy? Okay, for a trade, they're buying off this range right here, which is at 101.53, okay, on the TLT. Now that's on the weekly, okay? On the daily chart, on the TLT, we're holding, okay? We're holding right now, okay? So we want to see what's going to happen here. Look at this, okay? Look at this. So we got the squeeze play here, okay? Do we get this kind of thing? And then we start heading up. Now, if you look at the TLT here, you'll see that you have higher lows here right now. So if we start taking off here, we'll get this beautiful W with the right side higher. That's a retest W, okay? Right now, let's look at the banks. Let's see what's happening with the banks. Now, we look at the daily chart here. And again, look at this. We have a trading range, trading within the box, okay? And what does this show you? That you're in the top of the range right now. And then this is not good, because I'm going to tell you why. Look at the divergence in the volume heading down. You're going into a resistance, into a supply area, okay, on the banks. The XLF, which is the bank basket, you're 33.39. Right here on June 13th, 2023, okay? Now, you got a divergence with very, very low volume going in to this area, okay? So that's not good. You had a sideways consolidation and a small breakout with no volume, okay? So that's not healthy, okay? I'm not saying it's going to fail. It could get up and above with lighter volume. That happens all the time, okay? Aapl, let's go over to Aapl. We only have about 3 or 4 or 5 more minutes left here, so let's go over a few here that people are asking about, and then we'll wrap it up. So right now in Aapl, because you've gotten up and over, let's see what happens past this point here, okay? So you're really, really up there right now, okay? And then you want to see the weekly volume. You have some profit takers a little bit last week, okay? So let's say if this pulls back on Aapl, okay, and then holds the little support area right here, it's going to try to make another run. Does it fail? Do we go sideways, or do we make the next run up and we get the breakout? So if you get the breakout on Aapl, that is going to be massive, okay, because you have a ton of short sellers right up here, right here in this area. 185.37 to 185.85 to 186. You got tons of short sellers up there. Okay, you're at 183.25, so you're in the red zone, as I call it. Okay, so you're nibbling up your whole. This is a power stock. It's been a power stock because why? Look at it holding above the moving average. Every time it comes to the moving average, they bought. Every time it comes back, bought, come back, bought again. So you're holding. So in a situation like this, as long as you stay above the 9-day moving average, you can continue to just stay in this position here, okay? That's something that you can continue to stay in, okay? Let's look at Taiwan Semiconductor. As everybody says that I'm too much with this stock, but, you know, it's been so good. And we went over this on Sunday, and Taiwan Semiconductor hitting the support area, okay? Hitting the support area. So when we hit the support area, we had the W, and we went over this on Sunday, remember? And then we had this little area here. We were waiting for the breakout above this area, and we got it with increasing volume, okay? So now we're up in the resistance area. So we got the breakout. We want to wait for a little bit of a pullback here, okay? You want to get back in, let's say, okay? So this is a good sign here. Let's go over to the weekly chart so we can see the bigger, larger picture here. And then remember, you already had an incredible trade on this. So now we're in the weekly resistance area here. Okay, we're in a supply area right now. Okay, so you got to be very careful here going into this spot. Now, it could pull back. Here's your support right now because you got up and above. And let's see it pull back to this area right here. And where is that area? It's at it's 104.53. Right now you're at 107.91. So let's see if it comes back to that spot. Let's see what happens there, okay? Let's look at a smaller time frame. Let's look at what's happening on the smaller time frames. So now when you look at it here on a 2-hour chart on Taiwan Semiconductor, we came back, we held the gap. You see the gap right here. You got up and above and we held it, okay? So we come back to it and we're holding it, right? So we then at that point, we're looking to get above this area right here, okay? And what happens? Boom, we get above it. And see now how we had the step pattern. The step pattern, even though it's light volume, step, step, step. Now those are very powerful when you get those steps on the low time frame. That means they're holding and they're not selling. They're just holding the position. Holding, holding, holding. Okay. Now you know you're up in resistance. That's why you got some profit taking. Now, a lot of people saying, well, when should I get in? So we already went over that months and months ago, down here. Okay. We were at support levels and then we had this breakout. We came back and we retested right here at support at 89.39. Okay. And then boom, we had the surge because we got up and above this area, and then then it's beautiful. Textbook held support right there, okay? So that's something that you want to be watching. Caterpillar really quick here. Let's go over Caterpillar because we were going over that on Sunday. We were waiting for the breakout, right? And what happened here, okay? So, where are we? June 12th was over here. Okay, so June 12th. Okay, so on Monday, it was right in the spot where my mouse is. Okay, so right here, we were waiting for this. We were talking about it. We knew we had beautiful volume. Okay, look at the buyers. Look at the buyers on Caterpillar. Okay, we had a sideways consolidation, and boom, we got the breakout. Okay, short positions turned. Okay, they turned. And they went up, okay? So let's go back to a daily chart. We know we're way up there in this trade. So now we're heading towards the red zone, okay? Heading towards the red zone here, okay? It's something that you have to be careful of, okay? See that right there. So this is not something you're chasing, okay? This is something that you had gotten in. You could have gotten in right here at 227.40, and then you could have gotten in here at 233 or whatever, or 230.34. Let's say 234. It's 245 right now, okay? So the support level where they bought the most and the lowest risk trade was down here right at the support level, okay? Right there, okay? And then we know trading within the box on Caterpillar, look at this. And that was the breakout. And you can see the volume as we're heading into it. They almost told you before they were going to do it. Sideways consolidation, and then bam. Now sideways, and then bam again. Now you're heading into the danger zone here. So this trade that was started, let's say at 210, is now 245. Okay, and that's a good trade right there. Okay, thank you for coming. I want to thank everybody for listening, watching. Please like and share my website, my videos on YouTube here. And thank you for coming to Trading Within the Box. Have a wonderful day. Happy, safe trading.